So, free to play. The term used to categorize, a gacha game's player base who doesn't spend, money to play the game of their choice. With this group in mind, they want to have fun while, not spending, money so that they don't have to get everything that they want. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the leader of the Sentinel's Flyer clan, Tsubaki, and today I want to discuss why Dokkan is such a really good mobile game, and give my thoughts and, wonder, was it the game that we, really needed, and was the game made too perfect to, ruin our expectations of everything else? The game is now, the global side of the game is now going on to their 5th year anniversary, which was the reason that sparked the idea for this video. And I wanted to talk about, how it, went above and beyond people's expectations and became the gacha game that everybody will reference when it comes to comparing to another game. I wanted to start with the summons because obviously that's the main way to get the units in the game, and truth be told, back then obviously it was a newer game, so the developers were a little stingy with the summoning rates. It wasn't all that great, and a lot of people weren't very happy with it. They ended up making changes to it, and they had improved rates, and also they had guaranteed SSRs in every multi that you do and every banner after the update. It also is, something that I really love, because almost every single banner, and it's different from other games like Dragon Ball Legends, where you can do a summon and it's almost as if you'd not be surprised if you didn't pull an LR just out of nowhere. The rates in this game are really good. Even LR rates, all the LR rates are like really good. And yes, it all falls under RNG, but it's like even free-to-play players could have a decent portion of LRs in their box. The events in the game, and what I mean by the events is the amount of content that a person can do. Both pay-to-play and free-to-play, this is really, really, really good. There's always something to do. There's always a time where you're going to want to play an event, and just play the game. And they also make you feel as though you have to play the events back when they release certain characters. And I'll just give a rough example. So one of the banners, I don't know which one off the top of my head, they released this STR Rage Trunks. He was a really good defensive unit, almost like the Red Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. And so, with that in mind, you could use Elder Kai's, which is what you use to raise the super attack of units in the game, or you could go the free-to-play route and you can grind out the free-to-play future story event to pull a free-to-play Red Trunks that can awaken into Rage Trunks, that you can then use those to put into that Rage Trunks to build his, super attack. And yes, it's a longer process, but that's what makes it more fun. You're grinding out the units, making sure you have the medals to awaken every single one, and they give you, I believe, a 50-50, it's like a 50% chance that you'll actually get the SR, and that's the joy in it, because whether you get it, whether you don't, you're always going to go back to the event, grind it out, and get another one. For all those people, it's not, all fun. People don't want to grind. For those guys, I'm sorry. But that's, in my opinion, that's what a mobile game should, really be. It should be something, it should be a distraction for a few minutes, something that you really want to do. And also with the events, it also makes you want to come back. Another example is when they released the free-to-play LR Dragon Ball unit, the free-to-play Goku, LR Goku. You had to do a Dragon Ball event. There were 3 different events. There was one event that got you the AGL Goku. There was another one that started to give you the awakening medals and whatnot. I believe he had his own character specific orbs, and then it was the final event that it took a while to release that got him to his LR status. And I thought that was really cool because they gave you a free-to-play unit. It was something for everybody to grind. They gave you a certain amount of time to do it, and it wasn't a hassle like Legends. Next thing I wanted to move on to is the big one, free-to-play versus pay-to-play. Obviously, there's always going to be that divide. Pay-to-play is just better. It's commonplace. But in terms of, when I say free-to-play versus pay-to-play, I mean, what is there to do and what is there to grab as a free-to-play player? You still have access to the same amount of events, and it's not like you don't have any type of crystals, or dragon stones. There's always something for you to do in the game, regardless of whether you put money into the game or you don't, which is why Dokkan is such a great game to play. I don't spend any money on Dokkan, and I can say that I can sit there and I could play all these different types of, events, and yet yes, time comes into play, and if you want, to get a shorter time, you have to bring better units, but it's not, pressing, it's not taxing. Those times don't really get uploaded to anything, and if they do, that somebody let me know in the comments, but Dokkan just has a lot more going for them. There's always something to do. Pay-to-play players, yeah, they have a 100% maxed out potential system LR, but hey, even LR at 55%, which is the max that you can go to without putting dupes in, it still can play really, really well. And free-to-play players can have a fun time just as much as pay-to-play. And if you don't believe me, there's an entire YouTuber, his name's Jay Fanta, who literally made content based off of being free-to-play. And yes, you can see the big difference between a free-to-play player and a whale, and most of the collaborations he did with people like The Truth and Nanogenics and D-Free, and you see the difference, but at the same time, it still appeals to different people. He strictly uses free-to-play units. He doesn't summon and stuff like that, so it appeals to free-to-play players because he can give showcases on whether units are good, units are bad, units are worth it, and so on and so forth. The last one I wanted to talk about was dev, and by dev I mean developer interaction with the player base. And this is where Dokkan shines. They are always keeping up with their community. They're always having Facebook events where like the entire player base gets involved for free dragon stones. Yeah, free dragon stones. Like just recently for pre-anniversary logins, they had like some type of quiz that the public can answer. And yeah, it was only 5 dragon stones, but it's still, free currency, and that's one whole single summon, and so on and so forth. And with this anniversary about to drop in less than an hour, you're going to be getting 2 new events, more free-to-play content, more dragon stones, and with more dragon stones comes more summoning and more units, and it just becomes a fun experience for everybody. And that's why I like Dokkan. It's such a good game. And when it came to, and another thing on the player base or interaction with the developers, we even have an LR specifically, proving that communication, and that being the free-to-play LR Vegito, which is, in my personal opinion, the best way to do an LR other than the Prime Battle. You literally had to grind out and do multiple events to get the Patara medals, to get him to his TUR and his LR, and so on and so forth. And what makes it all the more better is that to give you an incentive, they give you these legendary campaigns for these units. Like, there was a legendary campaign for the free-to-play Android 17 and Android 18. They're not that great anymore, but that's because they're old. Their age is showing. They also had, a questionnaire that was in-game saying what Universe 6 Dokkan Fest you wanted to see. A lot of people wanted to see hit, and what did we get later? We ended up getting a Dokkan Fest hit. A really good Dokkan Fest hit. And it just goes to show that, they put love into their game. And I think that Akatsuki is a better developer group than Dimps. And if you don't believe me, just play Dokkan. This video isn't me just, dick sucking Dokkan, but it's me speaking facts and how there aren't any other mobile game that is up to snuff with Dokkan. If you want to see more on the channel, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when my inconsistent videos go up, because I don't post daily. And also comment what you think, and I want you to put in the comments, Dokkan is better than Legends. That's just going to be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.